Hi, and welcome to today's segment in Understanding Behavioral Styles and the impact on your relationships with your clients. Today we're going to talk about buyers and sellers, and specifically the socializer behavioral style. So the socializer has to be the easiest person to work with on many levels because they're not as demanding from the perspective of wanting information. But when they do want information, they're going to expect you to provide it to them. So one of the things socializers like the best is that if you can give them the information, you can do all the legwork, and then they can make the decision as a result of having that information at hand. I'll give you an example. A few months ago, we did a training for the Platinum Rule, and there happened to be a husband and wife in the audience. And the wife was a socializer, and the husband happened to be a thinker, and he did a lot of her analysis. She had asked him to do an analysis, but she wanted 3 numbers: the gross commission of the office, her individual number, and their profit. So she just wanted 3 numbers. Her husband returned a few days later and planted a book on her desk and happily said, "Here you are," thinking he had done such a thorough, wonderful analysis. She was so frustrated by this, it actually caused an argument, which they shared in front of the group. He was thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck's wrong with her? I just did all this work, and I provided her with the numbers she asked for. She, in her mind, looked at him and said, all I wanted was the 3 numbers. You didn't have to do all this work. When we help them to understand the difference in their behavioral styles and what they could do in that same situation that would facilitate a much more open communication, they actually suggested that we go into marriage counseling, which I thought was cute. So from his point of view, it was really important that he do the analysis. That's his behavioral style. That is what he does. From her point of view, she just wanted the 3 numbers. So what we suggested was he provide her with a book of information and simply put a piece of paper on the front or a Post-it with the 3 numbers that she was looking for. That way, she could look at the book and say, wow, thank you so much, this was a lot of work, and acknowledge the amount of effort that he put into it. And he could in turn provide her with the simple numbers so that it didn't create additional frustration. So with a socializer, you're going to want to make their job a little bit easier and provide them with the data. Now, the really exciting thing about socializers is they happen to be dreamers. They happen to be visionaries. But what they need is someone behind them who's an actionary. When you have a visionary, they're always good with the big ideas. They fall short when it comes to execution. So in working with a buyer or a seller that is a socializer behavioral style, it's going to be important to include those aspects that appeal to them, which would be the activity, the social activity that may be available in a neighborhood, the proximity to social activity, the status. They are a bit more concerned with status than a couple of the other behavioral styles. And they're going to want to have you be enthusiastic and draw out some things from them. Sometimes you don't have to. Sometimes socializers, you're like a little bit TMI, too much information. But other times they really want you to show an interest and be enthusiastic. And they want to be liked. They want to be accepted. And they like to be publicly acknowledged. So if they find a home and if they fall in love with it, it's really a good thing for you to say, this is a really beautiful home, and to share that excitement with them. The other thing that you want to do with a socializer is to just focus on that interaction. They will be in rapport with you if you can bring yourself to be a little bit more social in their presence. So when you're taking a listing, and if you go to their home and you're representing them as a seller, some of the things that you might want to do is to ask them questions about what they found to be so wonderful about their home, so that you can share that in the remarks. Share that with prospective buyers, because that's going to in turn share their energy. Be very important. When working with buyers, as I said, you're going to want to tell them about the neighborhood, the activities, what's going on, and that will, again, engage the socializer into being comfortable and in rapport with you.